All right. Thanks so much for being here, Alex, David, Joe, to represent Stadia Ventures. This is a short, no-nonsense format where we keep it tight to maximize signal and minimize noise. We're going to give you 2 minutes, followed by 2 minutes to pitch, followed by 10 minutes of Q&A. Are you guys ready?
Sure.
Yes, we are. Thanks, Max.
All right. The floor is yours.
Okay. Hi, everyone. My name's Alex Chalmers. I'm the managing partner of Stadia Ventures.
Ride for each other tonight, bro. Love your brother and ride with each other like this is for all night. The whole world diamond. Even the people here that's on our side. It's us here versus everybody, bro. Woo! This is what everybody came here for. We got things right here. All that talk. How beautiful that is. That's what it is right tonight.
Good energy there.
Welcome to what we see as the future of fan engagement. Imagine every fan in this stadium has a Cardano wallet connected to their socials or email. Each fan has been dropped NFTs offering exclusive discounts on food, beverages, and merchandise. After the game, they receive an NFT highlight clip capturing the excitement of the match. This isn't just a game, it's a personalized experience. With every game, data helps deliver targeted marketing to fans. This is the future of blockchain in the real world, driving huge transactional volume. We envision this for every sports team, league, and federation, revolutionizing fan engagement. Every match day, fans will ask, "What's in my wallet that I can use today?" We will transform the fan experience with Cardano. This is our team full of sports and relevant blockchain experience. We're also in contact with Emergo, various bridge builders and Cardano ambassadors, and once funded, we'll onboard the best resources for the various tasks. We're also proud to have an ecosystem partner, Stuff.io, one of Cardano ecosystem's biggest success projects. This is just the start. We have hundreds of relationships in this space ready to jump on board. Thanks very much.
Fantastic. We dropped one of the videos there. Tell me a little bit about this in terms of the proposal itself. I saw on Catalyst. There's quite a big proposal that you guys have on the partnership side of things. One thing that everybody's always interested in is what is this actually going to accomplish, right? So what is the value case for Cardano? There's clearly a lot in the sports industry and where it can connect with crypto, with blockchain. How do you guys see that?
Dave, do you want to take the first answer?
Yeah, more than happy to. I think that our proposal is really a journey with the club itself, and we have such strong connections with these teams. We have the champions within these organizations to really kind of make this work. And one of the things over the last 18 months, conversations with these teams that we've had, is they are approached on a daily basis by a number of people trying to sell them things. And blockchain, NFTs, and Web3 hasn't necessarily panned out as people thought it would over the last 2 years. We have an opportunity to go in and educate these teams, franchises, brands, leagues, federations. By educating them, we really understand what their problems are, and then we can go and solve what those problems may be. Most of it will lead towards fan engagement, which is a hot topic. And I think that's where we can find the right partners within Cardano to really kind of see our proposal through to the end. Transactional volume is something we've been asked a lot, and I think we really simplify the concepts that we have. So I see a wallet very much as what maybe MailChimp was in the 90s. It's just a way of connecting with the individual or the fan in a more discreet way, probably. And we want to start these clubs on a journey where, as Alex said in his voiceover there, every fan at a stadium, at a home game, has a wallet. Okay, connected to their socials. This means that the clubs can really track who that individual is. I think there's been huge problems in the past of NFT drops and wallets with certain clubs and tokens, and they have no track of who those people are, and they have no means to market to those people again. So starting off with a very simple wallet is key, and then really pinpointing things that can help those teams. Okay, so tickets, NFT tickets, discounts off food and beverage, merchandise. By looking at that data, teams can understand the fans more. And as Alex alluded to on his voiceover, I think it's really important that we get to a stage 2-3 years down the line where every fan goes to a stadium and thinks, what's in my wallet that I can use today? And that's really powerful and gets the teams to understand the fans more, but also offers huge transactional volume on a regular basis for Cardano.
Great. So, I mean, you mentioned there are a couple of ways in which connecting to fans, specifically on the wallets, is a crucial aspect of that, right? The identity or the fan really getting interlinked with the projects or with the brands. So, I mean, there's multiple things that have been mentioned in the past, such as fan tokens or collectibles, immersive experiences, ticketing, even sports betting. You know, there's lots out there. Is there specific facets of the, let's say, Venn diagram where blockchain and sports come together that you guys are focusing on? Can you give our
I'll
viewers
take
a
this
bit of
one
impact?
for now. I think, look, having a background in the evolution of Web 2 and the adoption, you know, none of us thought we'd use Amazon for everything when we first, you know, purchased the book 10, 15 years ago. I think what we're solving for now is the holy grail of eyeballs and content. We have the trusted relationship with the sports teams. It's that now connect to what the developers and the community have already built and hyper optimizing that. I think it's very clear we're moving into a bullish cycle for digital assets. I think we can learn from some of the mistakes that we've seen before. Sorere, some of the NFT models that we saw, you know, 3-4 years ago was a bull rush. Mistakes were made, and really understanding what the consumer wasn't dealt with. I think now the clear discussion on what we hope to bring to Cardano, a community I've got to know over the last 2-3 years, is really connecting the fantastic integral solutions that have been built and the content and the eyeballs that exist, and also keeping that level of integrity and growing and educating through the adoption curve. Alex, I'll pass to you.
Yeah, no, and I think there were clubs that you saw listed in that document there that we were initially targeting. And so that's Juventus from Italy, Chicago Cubs, Major League Baseball, Dallas Mavericks, NBA, and Arizona State University. And actually the final club in that submission is also a Japanese professional sports team as well, yet to be announced, but we're in conversations with quite a few. So there isn't a shortage of these teams to go after, but there is a specific reason why these teams have been chosen for this proposal. There is, and I suppose at this time, and as both of them have previously alluded to, like we kept hearing this issue from sports teams as to, right, we want help with our strategy. We don't know what we don't know what we don't know. We don't know what we can do. We don't know how to. We seem to have made mistakes. We feel like we've been burned. We are relying on sponsor-led activation within Web3 and blockchain rather than doing something to actually navigate our own strategy and own future around this. So the clubs that we've initially targeted are very specific, very strong relationships, of like literally ready to start tomorrow on giving around a needs assessment and being able to be helped educate, but are ready to look at use cases, are ready to look at how to implement a strategy moving forward. And I think that's the key here, is that we've got a few to be able to test, but hundreds of relationships post this, once we've been able to navigate this like start and pilot strategy to be able to support Cardano in the longer term.
Great. Yeah, I mean, I think that's one of the great strengths from you guys, definitely, is the network that you have built up and great partners that you're able to bring along to the Cardano community. I think one of the things briefly mentioned here is connecting into Cardano, so there's many blockchains out there. Can you guys talk a little bit about why Cardano? Why now? What's your reasoning for choosing Cardano for your tech stack?
Let me take that question. I think, look, if you look back in previous cycles, it was very much a prescriptive strategy, and I think it would be fair to say that tech and developer led. I think as we move into this new era, it's going to be much more collaborative. It's going to be much more multi-stakeholder communication. It's going to be specialists coming together, the developer, the strategist, the financier, the marketer, all deciding on what that next strategy, emerging strategy will be. I think we can all agree that Cardano, as a top 10, market cap blockchain, is a completely unique community. It's a community that listens and supports. If you compare it to the Ethereum Foundation, Solana, others out there, not so much of a supportive foundation where the rest of the ecosystem can fold into some of these eyeballs and content. And I think that's incredibly powerful. Chaps, is there anything I've missed from that? I've got to know the community over the last couple of years. I think it's very approachable, it's very entrepreneurial, it's very collaborative. And now really having emerging strategies that look at the eyeballs, look at the content, and look at the results and the data, and do things in an integral solution format will be very powerful.
Yeah, super.
Yeah.
I mean, go ahead.
Before you, Dave, sorry, just I'll add, Max, to that. Look, I think part of our proposal, as we've said, around doing a needs analysis to actually understand what the problem areas that these clubs have or organizations have, and then the education. Our strategy around this, specifically chosen to the Cardano community, is how do we empower that community whilst hosting almost internal pitch sessions to say, right, we've identified promising projects for sports teams. Now, how can we bring the community to bear to be able to answer these and thrive as well? So there is a specific reason, being Joe and I were out in Dubai at the summit, met a huge host of different groups there. And there is no shortage to these groups that are saying to us, we've got an interest in sports. Now, that is great. It's lovely to hear that. Now, our view is let's go and understand what the problem holders from the sports side are, and then be able to identify, right, what are the best solutions within the community that can potentially all sort of provide the tools to solve some of those solutions.
Yeah, no, clear. I mean, I think you guys also, I saw in your proposal, have some very strong Cardano-based tech partners that you're in discussions with already. From the side of discovering, let's say, the problem set on the sport side, what are the key types of users or user groups that you're going to be focusing on when you speak of problems to solve? Right, it's whose problem? Is it a C-level? Is it at the the actual sport level? Is it at the
I think we've had a lot of
level?
fun. I think we've had a lot of fun voicing this discussion already. I think the answer is nobody knows. There's an emerging strategy going forward. What we've tried before is what we thought people wanted. I think some of the experience I bring from time at British Esports is, eyeballs and engagements of demographics that you would said aren't interested. We had a relationship with Williams Formula One that produced some data from Latin America of 380 million 40 to 85-year-olds wishing to engage in esports. With a bias to that data beforehand, I would have said a majority of that wouldn't have been interested. The data proves us wrong. So I think there are new consumers coming forward, and I think with that full education suite and working with a major layer one that has the tools and the community to turbocharge this, we'll get the answers, and it will be self-evolving. That's my perspective, and what I think is very exciting.
Right. Well, I mean, I think I really do see there's a huge opportunity here, and I'm very excited you guys are looking at it. Especially with the names and the types of people that you're working together with. I think I'll round off with maybe one of the toughest questions, but also one that I'm sure you guys have all thought about already. But what are really the biggest challenges to getting these models running? Right. So the talk about blockchain can be found a lot in many places, but integrating it of course, is one of the aspects where everybody faces some lock. And I'd love to hear from you guys what you think will be the perceived challenges in your approach and to get those business models running.
Yeah, no, sure. Look, I think simplifying everything for these teams. Blockchain for me is not complicated, but I think there's been too many kind of buzzwords around this industry, which means that a lot of people from teams, and not just teams kind of outside, just in real life, it just seems like a complicated arena to play in. And teams have notoriously kind of stepped away from that because they don't understand it. And I think we can give them, I don't necessarily like the word education, but make them aware of certain things that can really impact their business in a way that they understand, such as wallets. Wallets are a communication to your team. They are marketing via email all the time. They are giving fans discount codes of, whatever it may be. You cannot reinvent marketing. Marketing has been around for, too long. But what you can do is market the same way via a wallet. And you've actually seen that fairly successfully over the last kind of week, really. The ATP Tour did something very, very successfully with another chain. In the last week, 750,000 transactions online within 5 days. Pretty much down the line of what we're trying to do, how we see wallet integration and data and communication. And that kind of really proves that we're on the right track. Yeah.
Brilliant.
And also I'll just finish off by saying, I don't see teams moving everything onto blockchain. That would be super unrealistic. And this is very much the start of a journey, dipping toes into the water, finding out what works. And when they understand the benefits of blockchain, then that can start to kind of move out into other areas of operations over time.
Yeah, no, wholeheartedly agree there. That's what you can do off-chain should be off-chain. But what can't, there should be there. But Alex, David, Joe, thanks so much for your time. Do you have any other last shout out or call to action perhaps to the viewers that you'd like to point them towards, perhaps your Twitter or where to reach you?
Lastly,
I would just say, sorry, Joe. I just add, look, I think we're blessed with individuals like Yoram that I mentioned in our presentation at the start, who's been an absolute key advisor and support to us, and many other people at the Cardano Foundation and others. So look, I think the point would say, look, and appreciate you and sort of your group for being able to host us here. We're very happy to be engaging with anyone in the Cardano ecosystem. Look, we've had over the last 2-3 weeks, we've had so many different calls of different groups that have got an interest, and for us, it is an educating stage for us to be able to keep exploring, learning, and getting to know ecosystem partners. So that's the shout out, is that if you're interested in conversing and understanding what a sports opportunity can be, like, we're happy to have that conversation. As it relates to timing, let's see how things proceed over the next few months post sort of the decision on Catalyst. But we're really so positive to the future outlook of what this can be for Cardano, and how we can bring some of these great, fantastically large sports properties into the ecosystem.
Brilliant, guys. I have some suggestions for you, so I'll share them with you. Where should people reach out to you?
LinkedIn, Telegram. We're trying to be as active on Twitter as we can, but not as much as some of these other folks. So the old school routes of LinkedIn, Telegram, email is most effective.
Okay, super. All right. Thanks a lot, guys.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.